everyone. Sorry for the long wait. I've mostly been trying to keep an eye on OBS. It's dropped some frames, but it seems like it's slowly improving. I don't know what the problem is. But maybe after stream I can try narrowing it down a little. Let me turn that down a little bit. But how are y'all doing? Work for me is... It's probably obvious. It's been quite a lot lately. Lots of new changes. Not saying that they're bad or that it's bad necessarily, that it's feeling a bit overwhelming, but it's because it's just because like a lot of new things are happening. Like one of the things that we've had like before like the time of like 2020, 2021, we finally got it back up and going. So yeah, it's been a lot. I miss a little, yeah, I miss trying to stream too, I really do. I'm literally tired of being tired. I passed a lot, but now I feel better. Yeah, just I'm starting to think slowly as like August comes around, as I slowly crawl my way out of, you know, the kind of like pit I'm in. I kind of start feeling better. It's just a matter of just trying to micromanage everything a little bit, but either way. You just feel like dusk. I've never been the most active on social media, I'm sorry. It's sort of like, oh, like, surely it's okay if I don't, like, post every day. Surely, because I've heard it's not bad, not a bad thing. And then I realized, oh, I haven't done anything for like a week. It's a habit I need to stop. Like, even if it's probably just the little Pikmin I have in Pikmin Bloom, I need to try sharing more often. It never make me scared like that. I'm sorry. But I have a bunch of Pikmin and Pikmin Bloom with silly names. Maybe I can share a few now and then as like to show I'm not dead. It's just that I tend to get real busy because of work. But anyways, let's get started. Alright then, OBS, alright. OBS, you are forever glitchy. But, for one of the first attacks that I was trying to kind of work on a bit and then work got in the way, was an attack I've had in mind for Danny Page of Light. And it's his character, it's Twink? Yeah, Twink. Because I was like, is it Twink or Twinkle? They go by both. But it's Twink giving Rillis some advice, because Rillis, in terms of the Star Warrior program AU, Rillis still has not made amends with Amma, unlike in the normal universe. And so, Twink's trying to give him advice, because when he shows up, the two, of course, they have a fight, and he's like, hey, like, it's clear you need a foot in on how to fix this, because you don't quite know what to do. You two have been apart for a while, and you both haven't thought about how to fix this. So here's what I think you should do. She just commented Pikmin Bloom, don't worry too, she's alive. I'm not addicted to Pikmin Bloom. I think you could say Pikmin Bloom's more of a coping mechanism. Because I have seen stuff for Pikmin 4, and I've thought about maybe trying to play it at some point, but... I don't know if I have the skills for Dandori. Not like that. But, I don't know, maybe I could try. I just know I'm gonna get really sad if anything happens to my little Pikmin. But let's get started. But, in Pikmin Bloom, like, when I've described it to people, I'm like, okay, so think of Pokemon Go, but you're not catching Pokemon. And you're really just walking everywhere. Pardon? Like, they kind of look at me like, yeah, okay. But I'm like, no, really. Like, it really is more walking forward and it's just, you find little Pikmin, just a bunch of little guys, wherever you go. And, like, where I work, we have, like, 2 mushroom battles, and we have 1, giant flower. So, I mean, I guess it's advantageous, but not many people in my town play, I don't think. Need to fix that line. Yeah, I like that better. looks more natural. Like of an actual like face shape. Figured out my issue. I had to transfer Twitch to internal storage from external. Oh, now it wants to work. Yeah, but finally, that's good. Season dimension. Alright, it's a Pong Square rolls to drawing and capturing Pikmin Goblin. That just makes me all the more find the time I shared on Blue Sky of, yeah, by the way, I started playing Pikmin Bloom, and this is one of the first Pikmin I caught. It was a yellow Pikmin named Panko. River was not amused by his name, because he's like, Panko? You mean like the Panko breadcrumbs? I was like, yeah. Like, that was all I could think of for a name. And I had him actually look at some of my newer Pikmin. I have like, I think 110 Pikmin now, just because you idly walk and you find seedlings and you plant them and you, of course, you make them grow by walking more. And I walk a lot at work. So, if anything, plus I do need to start trying to exercise more, so it kind of helps me get an idea on, okay, well, how many steps did I get in today? Kind of deal. Because I do need to start being more proactive about it. Excuse me. But, you can name your Pikmin, you know, clearly. And I would just sit there and be like, what to name you? And then, like, I have the most goofiest names. There's Mace Cheeseburger Glue. Oh, thank you. You forgot traffic light. No, it was traffic signal. So back on Digital Draw Game Girl. I am hoping I can get more in to maybe beat the record of how many I did last year. I though am not counting my chickies before they hatch. Because like my brain has been torn between like maybe trying to work on Birds of Plague a bit, like concepts wise, to kind of try to get out of the funk, and I guess thinking over things has kind of helped. But, now I'll be sniffling for 35 minutes. I hate sneezing. But I'm not sure exactly what it is. Like, maybe working on the concepts here and there will help. But, like, it's just a matter of, again, managing it between with work and trying not to succumb to a nap whenever I get home. I want to find some method to stay awake that doesn't involve, like, chugging sodas, because I honestly do need to, like... I've been cutting back, but I need to try stepping away a lot more. I really do. Let me try fixing this line. There we go. Let's go 40 strict, yeah. With a new tablet, and I try stuff. Like, tablet. I trip over my own words. But it's fun to learn to draw with a new tablet, and it kind of can take a bit to get comfortable with it, but one thing I will definitely say is do not be afraid to experiment with the settings. Because you never know if it's like, something may not feel right to you, and just one tweak in the settings, and it's like, oh, this was better. Because that was me with mine, because like, that was like, this isn't my Chromebook, where I got used to the pre-made settings pretty quickly. But looking back, I probably should have tweaked around with stuff a bit more. But that was just me. Versus with an actual tablet, I ended up being forced to find a way that worked better for me. And now I panic over what will happen if I ever have to get a new tablet. Which I know one day will come, but I'll manage. Gotta stretch my fingies out a little bit. If in fact I plan to attack your Shrubby versus Shrubby. I think I know what Shrub you're talking about, because I thought of doing a Shrub mass attack, but I don't know if I'll pull it off exactly. Even though you need to rest your body. I think that I'm only going to really rest when the end of August comes, my dear. What do you plan on attacking this time, huh? This is an attack for Danny Page of Light, but let me see, Shrubby. Oh, I need to log into Artfight real quick. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, I don't think I've seen this Shrubby before. Let me see. Hang on. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this Shrubby yet. Because I've seen another Shrub who is also named Shrubby. Or no, I'm thinking of Shrubble. But I've not seen her before. I'm still gonna add her to the folder. Just because if I don't get around to doing the mass attack this year, I am definitely doing it next year. Who attacked me? Someone attacked me. Wait a minute. Oh, it's Boo. It's the little moths. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, just look. It's the little babies. like, just floating around and in his flume. I was like, I see Telos' moths. I go nuts. So cute. Oh my goodness. I can't get over this little baby right here. The Seropia moth. I just can't. Because, that's an actual thing they do. They do hide in this fluff. Just, oh, I love it so much. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go looking back at that later. I can't get too distracted. I just kept looking at his little babies, his little moth children. My goodness. Yeah, she tactiles. He's so cute. Yeah, just tell us what his mods just make me smile so much. Like, it's him and his babies, him and his children. She did a good job with Glitch too. Well, let's see. Oh wow! Like, the background, the glitching effect. Like, that's one of the first things that catches my eye. That is so cool. Like, just again, the whole glitching. Oh, I love that so much. It just, yeah, extremely great job. Like, I noticed the notch and the floating gems. And it just everything, I like it so much. It just, but the background gets you the most because it matches with name. Just, oh, so cool. Like, the little bow. Just everything about it. I can't help it, but like, smile. I need to get back to work. It makes me sad that I haven't been drawing as much as I've wanted to, but I mean, like, things happen. And I know that, like, if I want to catch up, I don't have to do super grand backgrounds, but I still want to put my all at least into the character. Because one of the other attacks that I kind of spent a bit of time trying to touch up on the doodle for them, for like, well, you know, what do I want to make the attack look like? Like, I was like, I think that, like, this would be like a good pattern, which it's like a semi-detailed background and then something a bit more plain, into where the character is a far grander focus than the background could be. But it's also because I know if I tried doing a grand background every time, I probably would definitely be at this forever. Plus, I switched shifts around with one of my coworkers Saturday, so I'm morning shift Sunday. Get it through my head. I am morning shift Sunday. If I go ahead and maybe save, the references for the Shrub Maths attack that I had in mind, then maybe I could go ahead and try drawing that attack Sunday. It's just the reason that I put that stream to 4 is because not only did I know I definitely worked that day, but I didn't know what shift I was going to be. But now I know. Touch up this one here. There we go. Yeah, Twink. Twink is just precious in the AU, by the way. I love him so much. Because I've been meaning to ask Danny if I can, like, write with Twink interacting with Amma, Telos, and Rillis, but I keep forgetting. Not just on top of with the comic I'm trying to write being on top of it, but work on top of everything. But I think at some point I can get around to it because in August, because I know I would need to mention this, but in August, at the end of August, I'm going to be getting my wisdom teeth pulled because they have to come out. They aren't causing me pain, but I've learned that they're actually quite a risk. Even though they're not causing me pain, they have other potential issues attached to them, so they gotta go. Like, my dentist swore it's not mine. But, thankfully they said that, it would be just an in and out procedure. Like, I'd go in at, like, the time they gave me, and then they would just yank them out and I'd be on my way. But, I do plan on trying to stream after at least the first initial days, because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling those days. I've heard people say, well, this person I know, like their friend, their child, the child of a friend or another family member, or they're like, they went and got theirs pulled and went back to work the same day, or not same day, next morning. And I was like, I'm not like that. I can promise you. But, not that that's a bad thing. I admire people who can just tank that. Just, you had a tooth pulled out from the farthest back of your mouth, and you're just going to work the next day. I admire thee. But I know I'm not like that. But, those streams, most definitely, I'm most likely going to just have as, like, no talking. Because I know with what, of course, is going to happen, like, because, you know, wisdom teeth removal, I'm not going to be in the mood to talk, and talking, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of hurt a little. So, I wouldn't be surprised if I was just sitting here, mic muted, and just drawing for hours on end. Or at least to my computer through a fit, one or the other. But, yeah, through August, I'm going to be preparing for that. Let's see. His hat has a curl. And his ear points back that way. But, I mean, at least, like, they said it's not gonna be too... It's gonna be a big deal, but not gonna be too big of a deal. For this is reference. There it is. Yeah, it's that one. Me too, my wisdom teeth are coming. Yeah. It's gonna be, it's gonna be the definite case of, like, tough, but not too terrible. Because I was trying to get the shape of his mouth away in a way that I like it, because it's like he's sad, but he's kind of like he's glad someone's there to listen. And I plan to do a lot of that in Birds of Plague. Like, a lot of words weren't needed. It's all in what the character's doing. But, here's what I say, like, it'll be bad, but it won't be too terrible, is because I've actually been told by some of my coworkers who had their wisdom teeth pulled, like, some of the foods you can actually eat over the course of the time you're recovering, and a lot of them recommended to me, like, Chef Boyardee, like specifically like the SpaghettiOs or the ABCs 1, 2, 3s. Like if y'all have ever seen those, because Riven's very familiar. They're one of his favorites, but I know not everybody probably knows about those. But they're soft. It's like what you're aiming for is something that's soft, but you can lightly chew, and of course something that isn't gonna mess with the surgical area or the area where your teeth were pulled. And I say that as someone who has been emphasized many times by everyone, you don't want dry socket. Because it already sounded unpleasant. And they're like, because it is. So, yeah. Like, me and Riven have been talking over potential food ideas. Like, we have a blender. So, I thought about blending tougher food into something that I can, like, eat with a spoon. So that we can at least eat the same thing. Okay, we're gonna clean my teeth. Be back in a moment. Alright. That's actually something important to do. But, But yeah, like, I was told, like, oh, you can eat, like, just SpaghettiOs and stuff like that, and it'll work fine, just as long as it's not too tough. And I was like, well, alright, but, but then me and Riven, we're talking over ideas. Pardon? I just hear this plane flying overhead. Okay. Let me fix this brooch, because that's kind of bothering me. No, just the back of his hat. Oh, I have 2 tiny teeth at the back of my mouth. It's so weird. It is very weird. Because, like, they're just sitting there and you're like, what in the world's your purpose? Like, why are you even here? Okay, let's see. He do his glasses. So I'm looking for my round ruler. There we go. And one of the cool things I thought about with drawing this little drawing. Okay, let's see, where is it? There we go. Okay. Is it the right size? I'd say so. Like, one of the funner things is drawing Rilis's little glasses chain, like, actually down instead of up. And he reminds me of a librarian. I will die on that hill. I need to draw his thumb underneath it. I prefer that more. Maybe change the shape a little. Yeah, that looks more normal. I am terrible with drawing hands. And so I had his little, like, tie right here. Before I get to the background, I do want to go ahead and for Rilis's glasses, go ahead and add the lenses. Because from there, I can just color them and be done. But for now, we first need to get the background. A first tooth of the wise variety for showing us when I was 12, still remember the ache and the itch. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that story. But, But it's just a fact of, like, to me, because I was told, like, oh, they're agonizing when they come in, they're so painful, and then the next thing I know, it's like, huh, there's something funny in the back of my mouth. Because I legit looked, and I was like, there's something there, and then I figured out, oh, it was just a wisdom tooth. Actually, quicker process. There we go. There we go. Add some texture to the wood. There we go. Add some to the grass. I know I tend to paint them with a bit of a texture, but I like adding maybe like a little bit of a touch-up texture. Because grass, unless you're like doing really long blades, I don't think I'd be able to pull off like a really in-depth texture. There we go. Yeah. There we are. Let's see. Everyone knows this, but I have all four of mine. I was lucky to be born with only 3. That's at least one tooth I get spared about. In fact, in my French adaptations of Birds of Plague, the moment of Gray beating the new insisted I needed to modify the dialogue a little from that is to this is, because in French it's for a show of an object, not a person. Very true. I've heard like different languages, sometimes the wording gets a bit tricky when translating over because like things like verbs, nouns, and other pieces of how you like actually write a sentence change. Just, and to me that's always been really cool. Because it shows just how unique it is. Just like the two differences in language, because I know English is really hard, but it's the fact of it's like it's the fact of like it's a whole nother level of uniqueness that you normally don't even know about. And it was just something that I'd only like heard of. So to me, it's even cooler. Just to see it for myself. But speaking of with the comic stuff, I did think about it because of course with Artfight I put drawing the pages and stuff on hold because and I'm pretty far from anything more extensive that I would definitely need to make concept art for first. But even then, it's still the fact of I did wonder Like, would it be, like, in, I guess, like, in terms of preference, like, would... tripping over my own words. Would it be a good idea, maybe, to just go ahead and put what I have on my coffee? Because before I put it on any place like Webtoon or something, like, I'm wanting to at least, like... Oh, I realized I did this vest the wrong color. Oops. Oh, that's why. I missed a line. There we go. I was like, wait, something's not right here. I figured it out. But yeah, I've been thinking that over, but every time I would look at the idea of doing so, I'm like, I should probably wait a bit. But as much as I know there's no time limit, it is something that, like, I guess you could say has my curiosity. Let's see. Let's say this shade works. Need to up to strength. There we go. I mean, where do you want to post it? I've told you again and again that your comic's really good. Well, honey, I've had you read the chapter drafts, because, like, I will change stuff around as I see fit when I'm drawing, because I'm like, wait a minute, no, that kind of sounds a little funny, maybe I need to shorten it or reword that, because I was like, like, maybe this would actually sound better. Or a new moment in my head comes up, and I was like, oh, maybe this would fit better, and I end up liking it even more. But I mean, like, I originally have been thinking of posting it to Webtoon, but it's like I have pages, but it's a slow burn to get chapter 1 finished, because here's what I want to do. I know I'm gonna have to, like, cut all the different chapters into different pieces. I'm gonna have to. There's no escaping it. But what I want to do at least is to already have a place for it. So then it's like, well, it's not where I want to have it posted yet, but in terms of where it can already be read, then I can put the prologue and what I have for chapter 1 either page by page, you know, there, so it's not like this overwhelming amount of posts. Because, I know if I were to post it anywhere else, like, I know posting it to my Tumblr would be a good idea. I haven't posted there in a long time. Like, I mostly use it to, like, look at different funny, like, I'll be real, like, AVP stuff, because, like, I saw somebody have the idea of, like, Deck and Koi should be Disney princesses, and I wholeheartedly agree. Deck should be a Disney princess. He has the animal companions. Like, sure, he's not singing, but he's on his grand quest, and I feel like I could put up a fair enough argument to why Dex should be a Disney princess. But, essentially, though, it's the fact of, like, I know I could post it there, but I thought about going ahead and just posting it to my coffee first. Because then I could say, oh, hey, by the way, it's on my coffee. But I thought of putting it on Webtoon, but I don't know. Because, it's the fact of, like, well, then what's going to be my schedule for that? Like, one of the biggest pieces of advice I've seen people give in terms of making a webcomic is to, before you even start really posting it, have maybe 1 or 2 chapters already finished. So then while you're working on, like, say you already have chapters 1 and 2 done, and while you're working on 3, like, everyone already has, like, something to read. And I was like, that is very sound advice. I do want to do that. Plus, it's also something that I don't want to rush into. I forgot his little feather. Big oops. Nothing I can't fix, though. Let's see. Yep, yeah, I know. There we go. Then I can shade his feather in. How did I get that color? There we go. I like to know what happened with Graves. Like, ancient assistant, my theory, she contracted the virus or left too soon. That was the silhouette behind Dove, or beside Dove, that wasn't his old assistant. Dove's actually his first. That was actually his daughter. She reminds him a lot of his late daughter, actually. Quite the lore, I know, but that was something I was going to have explained just naturally through character dialogue, because that's one thing that I have felt more comfortable with writing-wise, which is show, don't tell kind of deal. And as funny as that sounds, because trust me, just the wording of that alone sounds funny to me, but basically it's like, show that this was this character reminds Gray a lot of someone else. Don't just try to just explain it away. Because then it might feel hand-wavy. Like, oh, yeah, they meant a lot to him, and then move on. And that's something I want to do, because, like, of course, his reaction warrants, like, well, like, what's up with this character, then? Because then, later on, he, like, talks with somebody else, and it's revealed, oh, yeah, she looks a lot like her. Like this child I once had. Which, from what I've always seen and have been told, is that's show, don't tell. and it's like show in terms of reaction and in terms of like natural conversation. Don't explain it over the top. If also coffee wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Yeah, because I've been considering it like as a place of, hey, if you want to see the beginnings of it, here you go, and then add to it as I go. But even then, I understood, but not in the right way. Yeah, I expected it to be a little bit of a, like a head scratcher moment until the moment properly came. But unfortunately, because Artfight came upon us too soon, I couldn't really get to that part. What makes me laugh is why a multicolored hat for Alan? It's not really professional. When I first was drawing the comic, I was like, how do I make him stand out among other characters? Same with the other Pike Dogs. I'm like, how do I do this? Because, like, with everyone having a specific type of uniform, people are bound to look very similar, especially from afar. And I was like, wait, hat accessories. Because ravens, they have a friend who is a raven. Because I'm trying to also make, like, stuff in my, doc where I'm planning the chapters out. Like, they have a friend who is a raven. And, of course, ravens, they can customize their outfit quite a bit. But, everyone else, like, I know from afar, they're gonna look pretty samey. With the exception of key features like hair. And then there's, like, if they're half myth folk, like Gray, then they're gonna have pointed ears. There is one character who, if you look very closely, actually has more bovine-like ears. Because he's inspired by a furbolg, kinda. But, then there was, of course, one lady with, I believe she's a heron. She has, like, I love the coloration I somehow pulled off for her hair. Like, she has dark blue hair. It's really pretty. But, like, without those kinds of traits, especially once the mask is on, you know, without hair traits, accessories, they will look very samey, which is kind of the point when it comes to uniforms. It's like, oh yes, you are a unified organization. But now, half of the people can't really tell who's who from a mile away. And plus, it kind of made me think, well, the ribbons probably would also add a sense of individuality. Because, like, as someone who works in a hospital themselves, I can definitely confirm when it comes to uniforms, like, there's a strict code about it. But there's one leeway about it, and that's ID tag holders. Pardon? Like, with IDs, or just, they're like, I've heard that sometimes they're just plain called badge holders. People have, so many different kinds, because I've seen my absolute favorites were, there was a little frog holding a mushroom. I really want one like that one. It was so cute. Someone I think it was a coworker of mine, has one that looks like the clouds from SpongeBob, and it says, "One mental breakdown later." That one was, like, my absolute favorite, I think, aside from the frog, just because, like, I relate. I relate really, really bad. One is back and body hurts, and if you're happy and you know it, it's your meds. A lot of definite hospital humor. But, it's still that fact, like, for us, like, you can still tell the difference between people, but, like, are you really gonna be able to spot them from a ways away like that, though? Because, like, they also live in a time where, like, clearly, medical professionals have to wear something more, you know, protective. Because it is a fantasy setting, and plague doctors scream fantasy. You know, fantasy setting. I do want to add one more trait with Twink's necklace. There we go. And now, let's do Willis's. I do believe I can go ahead and make part of this one darker. There we go. Honk movies through the ads. Twitch, how dare you not notify me? I'm sorry. Yeah, how you doing? I was so glad you liked the attack I did on you. Yeah, it was really, really cute. I was like, I need to tell us to check him more often. He looks really, really cool. But yeah, the multicolored hat for Alan, that's what I was thinking with him. So with some of the hat colors, I decided to get really, really creative. And being honest with Alan, I was like, this is definitely the guy who'd have a rainbow ribbon on his hat. Like no fucks to give. Like, this is my hat. You're not wearing it. I am. And Graves, you could tell with his, you know, he's pretty boring, but that's kind of like the point with his characterization. He's a little boring. So let me go ahead and do his brooch. Oop. See. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Al, who's Al? Who are these people? I'm just seeing Patrick with the rock. Who are you people? So it's coming. So it's coming to mind. It's the episode for SpongeBob. Who are you people? That was funny. Sorry. Alan's one of Rosie's from a comic, like me with our guardians. Yeah. But, yeah, Alan is one of the main... Oh. Rosie. Which is actually very, very fitting, given I'm drawing Rosie's man here. Man is getting life advice from Twink. Because Twink will always help a good friend. Let's see, Rosie. Okay. There we go. I'm ready. I'm ready. No UA. I can apply that to Gray so quickly. No, you ain't. But, yeah, Medicine on your ISO for a character. Like, I kind of practice my eye style. Like, I've been told my eye style is pretty anime-esque, but I don't mind. Because, like, I've noticed it's, like, it's kind of suits how you can draw all sorts of different characters. You could just give them eyelashes to the side, or not. It's very, very easy. Like, from what I've found in terms of drawing, so I just stuck with it. You know, Rosalind comes back from the office. Yeah. But yeah, Alan is one of the main characters for the comic that I'm trying to make, which is Birds of Plague. And I was explaining why he has a rainbow ribbon around the brim of his hat. And it was because, like, that way you could kind of tell which character is who, especially once the masks are on, because, yeah, you can see their hair, but you might not see their hair for very long. And with some characters who might look pretty similar, I know it also is a good idea because you never know who might be unrecognizable from far away. Pardon? Because I know I'm bound to draw somebody who looks quite a bit like some characters when, you know. Let's see. I didn't look. No, I did lock the layer. It just went over the line. Alright. Because there's only a narrow little gap. I like how that turned out. Because, like, I've never shaded, Telos, Amma, or Rillis's hair before, and I like how it just turns out. The little gradient. I did notice a little something. Because right now, the background is colorless. Here we go. So no, the pink buckle won't reach into that one. There we go. Oh, do you have a Hoopsie fact for you? Erebus has roses that bloom in his hair whenever he's happy. Oh, it was hard to get back to digital art. I don't touch a tablet for a month, and now I have a new one. Yeah, it can get like harrowing. Like when I was doodling this at first, I was like little bit at a time. Like at first, I got Twink done, and then I would start with Rillis, and like I would just keep stopping, and just thinking to myself like, how much farther do I want to go? Like, I feel like either lying down or doing something else. Like, I usually felt the most like lying down. and I'd be like, no, you can't. You gotta try to keep going a little. because you just started this. But, it would take a bit where I was like, okay, you know what, fine, I'm just gonna go lie down a bit and maybe come back to it later. And later would be like a few days later. But hopefully I can try breaking that habit. Because I don't want to just keep falling asleep as soon as I get home all the time. See. Give it more shine to him. Because that'll even up some of his shading a little bit. Because over here, like, I know he'll be obscured a bit by shadows. Let's see. Let's get his eyes. He has bright yellow eyes. There we go. There we are. The only thing Deterra sees the rose. Only Deterra sees the rose because he's happiest around him. Oh. Yeah, so Perlerose have this feature. Perlerose is a creature made by energy of Erebus and glitch magic fragments for the Misty Botnet art. I feel like I missed something because of work, and I feel sad because I'm trying to think. Wait, what? And I'm absorbing this art style knowledge. I mean, like, I like to think I find little shortcuts for a lot of different things. Yeah, I'm like Kirby. I copy whatever I see. Copies whatever he eats, though. Damn, I don't have my Artfight on that device. I can't show parallel rows. Oh, I see. Like, I think I can find it later, but like, I know I'd have to go looking after I share my attacks that I'm drawing. Because so far I have another planned one that was pre-sketched after this one, but like any others, I'm gonna have to draw, go ahead and draw, like, doodle and all, which isn't a bad thing. Pardon. Let's see. Let's see here. Might need to up the strength a little. Alright, was that thunder? Was that... Oh my goodness. Sounded like it. Of course. Let me look outside. Let's see. It's sprinkling rain, so... It's trying. It's trying to rain outside. Here, I thought I'd be able to get more done on stream. I mean, I can't argue with the weather. I can't, and I never will argue with weather. Plus, it's summer. If I gotta cut things short, then I will, but I want to try finishing this first. I know I don't have too far to go now. That is actually a fantastic idea. Yes. I do need to add more shading so that his glasses will stand out a bit more. Maybe to add it as a separate layer. Yeah, there, because now his glasses stand out better. There we go. Let's see. You must check Lucille on your side. This is like the sky is looking like it's darkening too. Yeah. Did I mention the hint hunt? I don't... No, I really did miss a lot. I legit just tilted my head so fast. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, huh? Are we back? Are we good? It's showing we're kind of starting to return. Oops. Big oops. Oh boy. Let's see. I might have to ask Celestial for help on this one. We're slowly coming back. I mean, does my voice sound fine, or is it lagging that bad? Damn it, not again. Exactly. Riven, you must have very fast.